What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Real. I'm your host, BG, with my lovely co-host, Miss Maddie Cruz. How you doing today, girl?
Hey, good. Ready and excited for this topic. Hot topic.
Hot topic. I know you want to talk about this. You're telling me that this is something you really want to get out there and talk about. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. So go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you out on all your social media platforms.
You can find me on my Facebook like Maricruz Ayala, and in my Instagram you can find me like Miss underscore Maricruz, and in YouTube as well, Maricruz, Miss Maricruz. That's it.
Nice, nice, and make sure you go subscribe to her. Also subscribe to BIRDGANG
Support,
31. BG
give
is
like, comments, follow.
right. BG and Entertainment. We're on the road to 500, so make sure you go subscribe to that as well. So let's talk about it, girl. Let's talk about this
Okay.
mental health thing. So, what is the big concern about mental health with you? Like, what is your main goal you want to get out of today's podcast?
And this, in the main topic I want to is practically how to put out there the message that not everybody's alone in this. Like, no matter who you are, a lot of people right here, we have these type of issues. Even when you see us in the street with a smile, even when you see us, partying, drink, any type of thing, we're going through this. Even celebrities, athletes, pageant girls, normal people. This is a sickness that anybody has it. It doesn't have a stereotype. It doesn't even have a racist. It doesn't even has to do if you even have money.
Yeah, you can be rich or poor with this mental health issue. A lot of things, you can really talk about this forever. So, we're going to say this is part one. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have more down the line to talk about. Yeah, so I think that, that the they say one out of every 4 or 5 people, suffer from some kind of mental illness, and I think it's kind of sad, like you said, you do see celebrities out there committing suicide, athletes committing suicide, people out there not valuing their lives because of their circumstances in life. And, there's a lot of things that can trigger it, from
And that's not
childhood.
even it. Not only they don't value themselves, sometimes they don't even value other people's life. That they're so much into their pain, or like I said, this sickness, that they want to take other people's life, not even hurt their own life, but hurt others. And that's the problem.
Yeah, we see like the Unabomber and people like that. These kids shooting up schools and whatnot. Like none of that's good. I feel like there's a way that it can all be helped. Like we all suffer with it. Doesn't matter like who we are. I'm pretty sure we both got situations in our life where we can think about how we deal with our own challenges in life to become better people. Because it is a process. It's something you have to do yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like it's a mental thing where you really have to bunker down and realize that you want to change. You want to make yourself a lot better so you don't have to deal with a lot of these issues.
Yep, that's true. And a lot of people don't search help because of the reason they don't want to be pointed or judged, or especially men's, they don't want to they don't want to feel like, because a man stereotype is like they don't cry, they're strong, all these stereotype when a man, but in a way that's not what it is. A man is sensitive as much as of a woman. It's just a woman is more like open when it comes to their feelings.
hmm Yeah, I think so too. I think both of us, we're both human. We both have souls. Guys do try to cover it up more because we're the men of the house. We're the leaders of the family. We can't show our weakness. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. People always like, hey, you don't have anything wrong with you. You're always walking around smiling and happy. And it's like that's what you gotta present to the world. You don't want people thinking you're some weak guy that's sitting there stressed out over things. But in reality, we go home and think about things just as much as girls. We have some of the same problems and issues going on in our head that we're trying to figure out. That's just life in general. But
And that's the thing, that when a man holds it in so much, they explode. And when they
Mhm.
explode, that's a wrap.
Yeah, yes. What up, BLSG, Jinx, Jadis? Thank you guys for stopping by. Make sure you guys hit that like on the way in. I know you got it, but yeah, but yeah. So give an example. Like I know you did some modeling back in the day. So tell me, how was that? You know, what kind of stresses did you get from that? You know, I know you want to talk about the girl, the Miss Pageant, Miss Universe. You know, she won, and they said like in
She
April
was
that
30 years old.
30 years old.
She had so much pressure, and not only pressure, she was dealing with depression, and how she finished her life just jumping out of the, I believe it was the 39th building,
Mm,
because she couldn't take all the pressure, the stress, and that's what it is when you're in these type of environments. Back in the days, it's not like now. Anybody can be a model now, but back in
mm,
the day there was a lot of pressure. It was like you had to be some type of weight, some type of look.
mm,
Um and for me, it was, I gotta watch what I eat. I gotta make sure I didn't gain weight. I gotta make sure that I had to learn all these routines, how to walk. I went to etiquette school too to prepare myself to be better. It was a constantly preparations that it was really exhausted, stressed. Um, it was just everything. You couldn't even sleep, because you had all the pressure that everybody around you, especially the agencies that want certain things from you, that sometimes you giving everything you have, but for them it's not enough,
mm,
so that gets depression, and that gets stressful, and that gets overwhelming, that you start being anorexic. That's when it comes anorexic, bulimian, for all these girls, suiciders. I mean, I was strong enough that when I feel that overwhelmed, I would go into my dancing, because that would be my therapy for me. You know what I mean? So
mm.
I find a way to overcome all the depression and all these um pressure that I had in my back. So I believe that if you feel some type of way, you have to try to find help. And if you don't want to find help, like I said, because you don't want to be pointed or be, like, feel like you're being judged, what you need to do is find a hobby, find something that can entertain you or make you happy. Listen to some music, go hiking, talk to somebody that is close to you, that you feel comfortable talking to. It's
Mm.
not just bubble everything in, because eventually you're going to explode, and you don't even know what's the outcome of the exploitation.
Mm.
You don't know if you're going to tend with your life, hurt yourself, or hurt somebody close to you, or hurt even a stranger, just because you explode in the moment.
Yeah, exactly. You know, building up pressure, that's the only thing it can do is explode. And like you said, like when that time comes, like people are like, whoa, I'm not used to seeing this person like that. You know, what happened to him today or what happened to her today? You know, they just exploded, seeing something that they never even seen before. So, you definitely don't want to get to that point. And there's a lot of things you can do to, help control, like you said, find different routines, things that can calm you down yourself. Like, everyone's different, so a lot of different things work for different people. So you need to really try to like down. I always say it comes to self. You gotta find out the most you can about yourself. Because
Exactly.
you can read a book, you can go to a therapist, you can talk to whoever you want to talk to. But at
And
the
if
end of the day,
something is not making you health good in your head, like if something is really bothering you, instead of you being yourself, triggering and keeping yourself in that situation that is gonna mess you up worse, and keep, it's like a knife. You know how some people say you have a knife that is already in you, and you're just twisting it, just hurting yourself. And
yeah,
instead of you doing that, remove yourself from situations that is gonna make you to that level and to that point, to you're not gonna have a return back, or to a blackout. You know what I mean? That you're not even gonna know how to resolve the outcoming of the blackout.
yeah. And could you tell everybody like what was the difference from that or like when you perform? Is that the same kind of stress? You know what I'm
Like
saying?
when
Is
you're
that,
preparing to the
yeah.
action, when I'm performing to the runway, um it's a two different type of pressure, because when you're in the runway, all you see is the outcoming of the preparations until you get there.
Mhm.
Because in the runway you see the result by the um response of the audience, of the people right there.
Mhm.
So if you have people like shouting and woohoo and this and that to you, then you know that the stress and the hard work paid off, and everything else. But I feel like it's more pressure the back scene and behind doors. I think that's the biggest hard for me. That's why I kind of like let it go, because I
Mhm.
feel like because I was 14. I
Mhm.
didn't I was 14 to 19. And I
Mhm.
felt it was too much pressure for me. And I was like, I can't do this. I don't even know where I'm going to end up, with this
What are
pressure.
some?
I mean, the outcome is to have money. I'm not going to lie. You get good paid and everything, but it's not worth it mentally. And I was like, I can't do this. This is too much for me. And
Like, what kind of things would you say were like uncharacteristic that started to happen when you started, balling in this pressure?
because and there was and when we were preparing ourselves for a runway, even the girls would attack you, because every girl right there looks so different from you.
Mhm.
So either they're too thin or thinner than you. And I always been really developed, but I always been really petite back then, before I had a daughter, before I had kids. So
Mhm.
back then, I was thin, but I still was too much developed, and
Mhm.
I couldn't even fit in that character, even though if I had the look. But other girls that were like really thin would
Mhm.
attack me, especially when we would wear like bikinis, or we would wear some type of clothes that it would expose my attributes and my
Uh-huh.
body. That's when I will be more attacked from the girls, from the girls, that the other models. And that was the problem, because it's like, you want to feel beautiful, you want to feel confident, you want to feel comfortable, but they will break you down. You will not be too skinny enough, or you will be too bigger butt, and instead of them flattering you for being some type of way natural, they would just attack you, and they would just make it feel like you just fat you know
Mhm.
and anything you can do is just because that's just my genetics. That's how I am. What do you want me to do?
Mhm.
So it was a lot of pressure when it comes to the other models towards me. And then especially because in back in the days, you really couldn't see girls like me, like with the curly hair and everything else. So that was another attack that I would have, that
Mhm.
I would look mixed. And back in the days, you couldn't see that much, a lot of that. So it would be another like the racism
Mhm.
towards me, that I look like this way. And yeah.
And how'd you feel like when you got home and you're just like, I know I look good, like what the heck's going on? Why are they?
No, it's not even about you thinking that you look good. You start questioning yourself. You start feeling like maybe something is wrong with me. Even though you try not to people to bother you with their comments, you
Mhm.
can smile at them and act like you're brushing it up. But in reality, when you're in the four doors, or in closed
Mhm.
doors, that's when it really triggers you. And then you start questioning yourself, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah, man, that sucks. Yeah, that's a hard one right there. I can only imagine. You got a bunch of all your peers sitting there talking about you, in a negative light. When you guys are all supposed to be there together to have fun, enjoy the moment, and whatnot. And they're all trying to crush your dreams. Just make it. Some of them might be jealous, or some of them might, wish they, had more or whatever. And yeah, it is what it is. People are cruel.
Or cruel.
hmm And it's a hard world out there. Society's rough. A lot of people deal with a lot of stuff that I don't really remember dealing with. From the lifestyle that I live. People go to school, get bullied at school. Because of what they're wearing, or what shoes they're wearing. You know what I'm saying?
Or how they look.
How they look, what I'm saying? Do they wear glasses and whatnot? And all that stuff is just, it breaks them down at a slow rate, what I'm saying? Like boom, boom, boom. Every year it's just building up more and more and more. Because, once you got picked on that first year, if you didn't do anything about it, the next year you're going to get picked on. The next year you're going to get picked on. The next year you're going to get picked on. And it's going to be a continuous cycle, and people don't realize how much, that really breaks down the person mentally, like they can't be like, I guess normal, but there's no such thing as normal, but normal in the aspect of where they can go to school, or they can go to work, or they can go to wherever they are going to and feel comfortable in their own skin. You know what I'm saying? They have to worry about things like that everywhere they go. It doesn't just affect them where they got bullied at, it affects them everywhere. and in all aspects of life.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that also like, they are athletes, like you were talking about, like there's some stuff that triggers them too to get to that depression because they get a lot of pressure, especially being an athlete, is you got to be better, you got to show up more, you got to, that's a lot of pressure on them as well, and they get attacked if they don't.
Oh yeah, man. I've had two knee surgery from playing football. One in high school and one in when I was playing semi-pro. And like each knee surgery is like you football's like a man sport. You feel like you're the man. You know you're the man. You put up good numbers. You feel good about yourself. But injuries are really crush football players. You know what I'm saying? Like I had Leonard Weaver on. He's a former football player. And like he had his career-ending injury. You can just tell when he talked about it that it was rough on him. You know what I'm saying? That he, even to the day he still kind of suffers from that. I was like the highest paid player in my position. I was on my way to becoming great, and now, boom, life is over. Everything's changing.
Mhm.
Like, you don't got that money no more. You're back, and you kind of see who your real friends are, who your friends are in those situations. So, I remember too. Coming back. Okay, I had my knee surgery, and it's like I feel good. But when it got down to the game and playing, it's like I'll be in this whole nother zone where it's like I don't feel like I'm moving as fast as I should be. I'm not moving as fast as I normally am. And I'm trying to do more. And it's just like the more I try, the slower I get. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not working because I got like a mental block. Like I'm not confident enough in my leg being healed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not confident enough that I'm performing at the level that I want to
And
perform at.
something, sometimes whoever brings your self-esteem down is the people closest to you. It's not even, like the outsider. Sometimes it's like either family members, because we grow up like that. Sometimes we grow up thinking that, like for example, like my mother, she was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like a trigger for me to feel growing up a little bit under self-esteem with myself
Mm-hmm.
because she put a lot of pressure with myself.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people believe that your mom is the one that should pick you up and make you feel beautiful, make you feel this type of way. But in my case, my mom was the one who dragged me down and made
Mm-hmm.
me feel some type of way, and then the people, the outsiders, were the one that made me feel good, like my teachers, my friends, and everything else. And going home to somebody that were mentally, practically I call it mentally abused, because if she's your mother and telling you you this, you that, you're not good enough, you dumb, you this, that, growing up being a little kid, it hurts, because you figure like you're looking up to your mom and everything that your parents says, you believe that is the truth, right? And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of kids in their childhood grow up with these self-esteem issues that affect when they're an adult because of the fact that how they've been raised or how they've been attacked through the family members, not even parents, sometimes cousins, sometimes uncles. They will call them, look at how she looks, look at how she walks, look at how she talks. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
that can mess people up.
What were some of the ways you think helped you get around that? Because like my dad's from the South. Like he's from the South. I was from California, and like we kind of were more nicer, more it was more nicer and peacefuler with my mom. You know what I'm saying, living with her. I suppose my dad, he was really strict. He had these rules, and like you hated them all, and he was just so on you for everything. Tell you not going to be good enough. You get all A's in your program, but that one D maybe was in something that you struggled in. He'll make sure he gets you for that. You know what I'm saying? You're just like, what are you doing? I'm doing my best. This is what it is. And he just really was being like critical, but it kind of like, I don't know, at the time of being young, I think it really was like, dang, I can't do anything to get him right, prove myself to him, whatnot. And then,
Hmm.
as I got older though, a lot of those things kind of helped me in the long run, prepare myself for life. You know what I'm saying? Like the life's gonna be hard. They're gonna throw a lot of things at you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get a lot worse names called by other people, and you kind of realize that when you get older. Um, that it was just like I don't know. It was like helpful kind of because some of the things he taught was really influential of my life. Remember your social. Remember your ID. You know, don't get in trouble. You know, you don't want to go to jail. The jail, you know, you have a hard time. You know, trying to make some money if you like got a record or whatnot and things like that. But the other part was just like, you know, I had to start focusing on myself more. You know, like I started like learning how to shut out and like block out other people to the point where it's like now I feel like there's not very many people that can get under my skin anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like as an adult, I was like, you can say whatever you want, you know, and I'm just gonna be like whatever. You know, either it affects me negatively or positively. You know, positively you might give a little bit more like, oh, thank you. But at the end of the day, it's like, how do I feel about myself? You know, how can I make myself stronger person? You know, to wheel out things, you know what I'm saying? Not block out the noise, they say, you know, and become a stronger person internally. Because at the end of the day, it comes to yourself. You know, a counselor can tell you something. You can take whatever drug you want, you know, because a lot of people use different drugs, whether it's pharmaceutical or, you know, recreational, you know, to mask those feelings. And you do have to have kind of some kind of a sort of support system around you too, whether it's your wife, your husband, your mom, your dad. You know, I'm lucky. Me and my mom are kind of best friends, and I'm able to
Yeah,
talk to.
that's what I'm saying. If you feel some type of way, don't be scared to ask for help. Don't be scared to ask for a shoulder to cry, for somebody to lean into. You know, it's not bad to ask for help, and that's where people get it messed up. You know, it's not bad to cry once
Mhm.
in the blue moon, you know, to show your weakness, you know, even though a lot of people say don't show your weakness because that's when people take advantage of you. But sometimes you need that. You need to cleanse yourself in, and for that you need to cry it off. If you
Mhm.
need to be crying for hours, do so. You know, if that's gonna make you feel better at the end of the day, you do it.
Mhm. There's no forms of weakness, you know, like, you know, everybody's different, everybody's built different. You know, whatever you need to do, don't ever, that's what I mean, get back to like, don't worry about what anybody else thinks. You just got to do what you got to do. Whatever that is, you know, if it's cry your eyes out, talk to yourself, whatever it is, you know, as long as you're not talking to yourself in a negative light, you know, don't talk about bad things to do, you
You know,
know.
beating your head up like, yeah.
You can do this, you know what I'm saying? They say write out journals, you know, it's good to get a journal so you can write things out so you can actually see what are the topics and things that are bothering you in your life. And, you know, usually once you know that, you know, the next step is to, you know, fix those topics, you know, like, you know, self accountability, you know, and the self development are two of the hugest things in terms of mental health. Like, if you're a confident person, you know, you've learned strategies to help you get through certain things. You can live a more stress free life
Exactly.
now.
We have a comment right here that says modeling is a tough business. They're always looking for the next Cindy Crawford, etc. It is. I'm not gonna lie. It is a big business. You have to have a thick skin for that. You know, I mean, nowadays, not really, because now they're not too close up when it comes to the figure of a woman. They actually
Mhm,
embrace a woman's figure not nowadays. Right
mhm,
now, it's not that hard like back in the day. Right now, it's just like right now, it's all about the confidence. You
mhm.
know, it's not
Yeah.
even really about the body. It's about the confidence and projecting that.
Hmm. Yeah. Then he had another one. He said a woman can't take a man saying she's unattractive, but woman, if it comes from a woman, then it stings even more. Is
It
that true?
is because it hits the ego.
You think that's more than if your man were to say, "Wow, you're not looking that great today." You know, what do you think would be more? If you're going out in public and someone random just tells you, you know, I don't like that outfit. You look kind of raggedy today.
No, it's gonna
Or
feel better
if
if
your
your
man,
man. If no, it's gonna feel better if your man tells you, because, like I said, at the
not
end of the
better,
day,
which one stings more out of
or
those two?
more, your
Hmm.
man.
More than a woman.
Yes,
Hmm.
I mean, because you always want to look good. You always want to look good for your man. So,
Hmm.
imagine if he's the one who said, "Nah, damn, you don't look good today." You know, you gotta do some with yourself. You know, yeah, yeah. I don't
To
think so.
some people, it's hard to vent to others because you'll have people that you
Put you
open up,
down.
put you
Don't
down.
care about your feelings. Say your feelings are dumb. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's so true. A lot of people like don't have sympathy, and a lot of people, instead of being a shoulder, they're the ones who wants to bring your words down, and that's why a lot of people don't open up to others. but in a way, it's like, don't take it personal. You know what I mean? Because not everybody's gonna be agreeing with everything you gotta say. They don't.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You have to either express yourself, and if you don't hear what you want to hear, don't believe what they gotta say. They don't take it to the heart and be like, "Oh shit, I'm in the wrong. Oh, they're right."
Mhm.
No. You know what I mean? No.
Yeah, you can't, like I said, it starts with you. Like you what control how dramatic it can be. You might not like what's said or like what's done, but sometimes I think sometimes people just gotta like take a realize like, oh, you know, if it's like I always hear, if different people tell you the same thing over and over again, then it must be true. That's when you got to stop. If you hear the same thing from different people, maybe it's time for you to take a look at yourself and say, is this really a problem for me? Can I fix this problem? What do I need to do to fix this problem? Because uh, they won't keep saying the same thing if it doesn't have something to do with yourself in a grand,
Yeah.
you know, theme of things. So, um, yeah, and it's hard. Self criticism is the hardest criticism for anybody.
Hmm.
Like no one wants to believe. It's so much easier to say this person did this to me or said this to me, so I'm gonna be mad about it and react off of it than it is to be like, oh, okay, well maybe that is a problem, so maybe I do need to change that. How can I focus on changing that? You know what I'm saying? Instead of
But the thing is that you don't have to change yourself for nobody. You know what I mean? All you have to do is, like change what's hurting you, not change yourself. Because you're not the problem. It's just the the emotions that you have inside is the problem, that you don't know how to manage with them or how to overcome with them. It's not that you like a person is the problem.
mm-hmm. So you're saying that it's more about isolating that event, isolating that problem, that topic that, has you feeling the way you do. Only control that. Like if it is kind of your fault or if it's not your fault, understand which direction you're going to play it as and then go from there. Don't take it as, oh, I suck as a person. I don't need to be here because of one little simple
And that's
situation.
the thing, because when people start thinking like that, that's when they suicide, they take their life. When they
Mm-hmm.
start thinking too much of it, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, don't think that because you feel horrible in one day, you got to end your life.
Mm-hmm.
Either you work with it, you find something to help the feeling, but to end up your life, I don't think it's that serious. There's nothing serious to end your life up.
And then don't
There's
just
always options, like they said, there's always an option except death, because once
mm-hmm.
you're dead, you can come back.
Yeah, it's a
But
wrap.
exactly, but other things, there's always a solution for every, I'm sorry, I don't want to cuss a lot, but everything.
Yeah, there is. What about the people that go to like drugs or alcohol, and look and tell them what they might be feeling? Like you said, like I heard you talking about earlier off cameras. Like a lot of people go to there trying to find an answer. In reality, they're just masking it, and it's
Some people
corrupting.
try to find the way out, the easy way out. That's everybody, you
Mm-hmm.
know and they go to alcohol, drugs, and that's just messing up your body more and your life more, because of the fact that once you're into that, you become addict. But you, in reality, if you think about it, once the feeling or the highness goes away, you're still feeling the same way. You're still feeling like shit. That haven't gone nowhere. It's still there. So
Mm-hmm.
why intoxicate or hurt your body worse when you can find another way to get help, or fix the problem, or you know what I mean? Like, why
Mm-hmm.
going to drugs? What is gonna be? You're gonna be high for what? For 2-3 hours, and then the highness is gonna go away, and then what? You're still gonna feel like shit and probably worse, you
See,
know?
everybody isn't mentally strong to handle the way people talk to them. For some people, it is that serious, and that's why they can't cope. Well, yeah, at that time, but usually those people understand that they're not happy every day. Those people go through, day by day being unhappy, and it's a trend, it's a pattern. And if you can see yourself on this pattern, in this pattern, that's what we're saying. It's time for you to understand that you need to try to make some changes. Like if you're that sensitive about things, then there are ways to cope with it. There are ways that you can handle situations.
Exactly. And sometimes the easy way is not the right way. For example, and I'm telling you what I'm telling you because there's this comment that it's really so true. Like, for example, that the way I was talking to you about the liquor and all this extra stuff and drugs, it only helps for the moment until you feel the intoxication, But after that, you still feel like shit, and then you get addict, and then so there's this one that says liquor did me bad during a virus time. So glad I quit. I do not miss it. Completely suffering. Instead of helping the situation, it just makes it worse.
Mhm. You
Sometimes
never
you
figure it
need
out.
to be sober to try to be strong enough it's like you have to face the problems. You cannot run from your problems. Your problems is not going to go nowhere if you don't resolve them.
Mhm.
Either you're there to help them and fix it, or run from it, but you're going to get run into an addiction,
Mhm.
into a black hole that you're not going to be able to come out,
Mhm.
or it's going to be hard to come out.
You add more stress to yourself too. 'Cause now you're once you become addicted to it, you're spending more money on it. It's taking more time away from you being productive. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you're not even accomplishing anything. You're wondering why your life is slowly kind of going down the drain a little bit.
Exactly. Like
Hmm.
they say, the world is a hurtful place. It's often arrogance, cons- condensing. What is this? Right? I can't really see that. Dismissed and meaning spirit. And
Hmm.
that's true. People are harmless. It's not even the world, it's the people.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the world is beautiful the way it depends how you live it.
Hmm.
It's the people, the surroundings you get into, or even the people that you surround yourself with.
You
But
gotta
there's
be.
a lot of, and especially in school, like even our own kids are growing up with all that, the bullying, the making fun of, um, people beating people up in school, killing people,
Shooting up
shooting
school.
people. They even been kids that go to school to shoot another kids because they've been bullied before. They can't take it no more, and there's where I goes that you explode. So
Hmm.
look at those kids. There've been a lot of stuff like that in the news. The kids explode that much because they've been bullied that they end up going to school and start shooting everybody else
Hmm. Yeah, that's
because they
true.
black out. They can't take it no more. So they're trying to find a way out, and it's hurting others to take all the pain and the hurt away, from other people.
Hmm. Like you said, you gotta be careful with how you handle these people. 'Cause you don't know how close to the edge they really are. You know what I'm saying? Like they
And
can
then
be.
plus that's
You can
not
think
it.
they live in
By you being it, and that's not even it, because by you doing all these addictions, drug, alcohol, what are you doing? You're spending money that you're gonna need for your rent, money you're gonna need for food, money to is gonna be to support other people, like your family members, like your kids, your wife, and everything else. So now you an addict, you're spending money that you don't have. Pretty soon you're gonna be living in the corner, like all these homeless people,
Hmm.
or
Yeah.
God knows what, doing what to get money to feed your addiction.
Yeah.
So now you have extra problems that you don't even need, just because you can't handle it, or you don't want to seek help, or you don't want to find another way to help your situation and your problems.
Hmm. He said
This
he was.
like this one, like for example, look, Father AM. He said I was spending over $300 every month on handles bottles of whiskey and 5 cases of beer every month.
Yeah.
There you
I thought
go.
everybody was panicking, but I ain't gonna lie. You were stuck at home. You weren't supposed to go nowhere. You weren't supposed to do nothing. You know what
That
I'm
gets
saying? I had me a
depressing.
bottle. You get all that free money coming in. Here you go, free money, free money. Sit at home, sit at home, sit at home. Free money. Your kids are getting on your nerve. They're all over the place running around. You're not used to being there all day with them. And they're supposed to normally be at school. That can get a little tense. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I have me a couple bottles going on. Every day at home because you're not at home. You're not doing your normal routine. You're not going to work. You can't go to work. You gotta
Exactly.
stay.
There's another comment right here that says you have to be careful how you handle certain people, especially if you know they are dealing with mental health issues. You never know how close someone is to the age. Exactly. To the age, to the point that they're gonna explode, and you don't even know how they're gonna explode. Like they say, a lot of people deal with their explode when they explode certain ways. Some people, like I said, hurt themselves, hurt others, and it's bad.
Hmm. And if you feel like you're one of those people, seriously, hey, find out what kind of circle you're in, because everybody needs someone to talk to. So if you're around a group of friends that are not being positive towards you, telling you positive stuff to help uplift you every day, then you need to get some new friends. You know what I'm saying? Because
Exactly.
you know,
Sometimes you gotta take yourself and remove yourself from the environment that is hurting you instead of helping you.
hmm and
Like
then
for example, let's give some love to this person that it says it's 3 cars monthly. It says, I'm exhausted. I had an open heart surgery a month ago. I'm still hurting. My wife had a stroke on Friday. Now
oh,
now somebody stole my credit card. Oh, much prayers
man,
for this.
prayers for you, man. Prayers for
Yes,
you, man.
we hope everything, goes good and you find a solution and everything. We're here for you and we're here to support you. You need somebody to talk to. We're here.
Yeah.
Showing love.
What you really do need to do is realize that it's gonna be all right. He wouldn't put you through any kind of situation that you couldn't get yourself out of. You know what I'm saying? So, as hard as it does seem right now, if you stay positive, just look at all the best things that can come out of here. Even when it doesn't seem like there's anything good that can come out of it, you gotta find good things to come out of it.
And
Push
also
yourself.
you have to stay good because if you had a open hearts, not a long time ago, like a month ago, you need to stop trying to be like calm, collected, because if not, instead of, you need to be there for your wife. Your wife needs you. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to be on point. Be healthy, be calm, make sure that that you're gonna try to get over all these bad things that is happening. But it's like they say, what, the storm comes after the rain, or what is it, what is the saying?
The sun comes after the rain.
That.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it. The rainbow's gonna come out for you. So
Mm-hmm.
just
Just
keep it
believe
up
it.
right there.
Manifest the future. Understand that there is still light at the end of that tunnel, like she was saying. Focus on yourself, getting yourself healthy first, so you can be strong for your wife. You know what I'm saying? So you guys can help each other and grow and get through this trying time.
Yes, yes.
He said, exactly, BG31. Missed my friends and living life. Felt like I was in prison. Yeah, we were. The whole United States was on lockdown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I have my own thoughts about that. I'm pretty sure we'll probably even go over, a show about that COVID-19, and have
Mhm.
I give you guys more of my thoughts of what I think they were trying to do to us and whatnot. But yeah, that caused a lot of people stress out. A lot of people couldn't work. Not everybody got money. That's the sad thing. A lot of people were getting that monthly money, that unemployment, the stimulus checks. There were still people out there that couldn't even get that. They were just struggling the whole time. Trying to keep their bills on. The power companies and electric companies and stuff like that. They didn't care that it was COVID. They still wanted their money for their services. And like, there's people who really stressed out, didn't know what to do. I'm saying, trying to
Yeah.
do what they can to try to like provide for their family and get these bills paid. And that's hard. That was hard. I think they said that the whole mental illness, stress related like problems increased dramatically once we were on that lockdown for that time period. There's a lot of people that couldn't handle it. That was really stressful. Not only that, you had people dying all around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, people were just dying. Not everybody died from it, but there's a lot of people that died from that. And that were close, close family members and friends and whatnot. And so not only are you already dealing with the stress of being at home, then you had the stress of seeing the people that you love, pass away.
Yeah, that's so true. A lot. That's so true. That depression, even getting to kids are killing themselves more because of it. Like there's a comment right there too saying that, and it is true. A lot of kids are suiciding themselves, that they even doing it live in Facebook. They're doing it
Yeah.
live even in the internet, for that same reason. They're like screaming for help and they can't get it, so they don't know what to do. And sometimes they try to get attention or ask for attention the wrong way, That
Hmm.
sometimes it's no way back, but it's because the parents sometimes they're too busy or they don't want to hear the kids, and that's not even it. Sometimes they can go to the extreme because some kids, especially now that there's kids underage that have a phone, a personal phone, that some kids even have access to even have predators
Hmm.
get to them, to call them, to, oh, I meet you over here, come over here. And then it gets worse. They get kidnapped, they get killed, they get
Hmm.
raped because they want that attention and they
Yes.
don't get it. So they get in it from these predators and these weird ass people, out there, that it goes to another extreme, you know?
Yeah, man, it's crazy being a parent these days, especially with your young
Yep.
girls. I
Especially
got,
because now they access to phone so early.
hmm and I got three, 12, 10, and 8. And, the older ones kind of have their own phones, and it's just like, it's good for communication wise, but there is some things about it that, as parents, you got to make sure that you're on point with. You're taking their phones, you're checking them out, you're seeing what's inside there because they're the most
And
influential
it's
ones.
scary. Being a
So,
parent is scary. I'm
hmm
gonna tell you that. Like I have a third. She's gonna be 13 next month,
hmm
and it's scary because she's a girl.
hmm
And that's the times that you have to be super careful because they just like to wander around. They like
hmm
to experience, explore, and everything. And that's when you need to be on them all the time. That's why I always make sure that when I talk to her or anything, I make sure how her day is, how she's feeling, telling her she's beautiful, boosting her up,
hmm
being involved in her life, talk
hmm
to her, so she don't have to have the need to hear that from other people and the wrong people.
hmm Yeah, we gotta be their biggest supporters. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make sure that they feel good about themselves and they're in the right place, and also make sure that you're watching out. Like I said, knowing all their passwords. You know what I'm saying? There's no privacy when they're that young. You're a parent. If you're gonna give them that access, you gotta also give them the access, but control it too at a certain extent. Don't just let them run free. 'Cause like you said, you never know who they're talking to. There's so many catfish on the internet. People acting like they're young kids and end up being predators and bigger people. And then there's just people that's just, it's full of so much information where it's like they feel like they gotta look like the people they see on there. They feel like they gotta act like the people they see on there. They give them that pressure where they have to feel like they're not
Especially TikTok.
yeah, especially on
Now
TikTok.
TikTok is pretty like out there like that. And that's mostly, TikTok is mostly for young kids, you know what I mean, for the new generation. And that's where all these predators are hiding to attack,
Hmm.
to get these young kids, or acting like they're the same age, and meeting them in the park, meeting them over here. I've seen a lot of things like that in the news, like kids being disappeared. I was staying in New Mexico for a couple months, and I would see a lot of young girls being disappeared, you
Hmm.
know and it's because of the same fact. They meet with these random people because they want to feel like wanted or heard or feel like they have a support, and they end up being these crazy people.
Hmm. And that's for the guys too. Guys at early ages, they want to be tough. They want to see like older guys, see what they want. Look at role models, see who they want to be like. You know what I'm saying? They're at that curious stage where they want to know what's going on, and you gotta definitely watch those guys too. The guys too, because you don't want them to turn out, you know, feeling like they have to show the world, that they're number one all the time. Because there's gonna be people at school that's trying to
Mhm.
pick on them for what they're wearing. If they don't have the name brand shoes, they don't have the name brand clothes, you should be able to go to school whatever you wear. As long as it's clean, you should be able to wear anything you want to school and be accepted because it's about learning, not about, what you look like. It's not a fashion club, but at the end of the
And it's
day,
just because some people don't have money for it. It's like, I don't know why it's just so much of the brand. You cool if you're wearing some Louis Vuitton, if you're wearing some Chanel, or
mm,
this and that, some Nike, some Converse. Some people don't have, the income like that to be spending money on that. Or their parents, they're big families, that they don't even have money to be buying each kid so much brand name.
yeah, name brand clothes and stuff. Yeah, you're right. Only on your birthday. Hey, it's your
That's
birthday. All
something
right,
I
what you
think
want?
that's really petty.
Hmm.
People that bully other people because of their clothing, if they're wearing brand or not, I think that's really dumb.
Yeah. but it happens. You
And
know
if
that.
you're too smart, you a geek. Oh, you're a
Yeah,
nerd. It's like, damn,
definitely.
you
Yeah.
do, you're wrong. You don't do, you're still wrong. People are always gonna talk bad, no matter what it is. People are always gonna find something to talk about, even if you're doing good, even if you're not. So what? Live your life and whatever.
Mhm. Yeah, you definitely. You can't let them. You can't let them get you. You gotta be mentally strong. Like I said, if I was people, I'll look at some courses. Check out some YouTube videos. Becoming more.
Mhm.
Self, have a better self esteem for yourself. Become more mentally strong. Learning tricks to the trade. Cause I won't lie. There've been times where I've been down. Where I have to go listen to those motivation videos. Hour after hour. That's really drilling my head. Like, cause I know how to get out of it, but sometimes you need that reinforcement. Yes, what I'm saying? Don't pay attention to the negativity. Just keep producing more positivity in your life, and you'll get through the situation.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah,
You have to, find a way. You have to seek help. You have to do what makes you happy.
yeah. Exercise, like you said earlier. Find a new hobby, because most times it's people that don't have anything going on. It's when you're bored. It's kind of when the negativity comes out. You find negative things because you're already like programmed to think negatively about things. So when you find yourself going through that same situation, maybe try something new, read a book, go to the gym, try learning a new language or whatever. What I'm saying, watch some podcasts. Do something that's going to take your mind away from the normal routine of getting irritated, going through that whole transformation.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's so true. There's always something to do. If you don't do nothing, it's because it's your choice. Because
Mhm.
there's always something to do. Clean your house,
Right.
clean your
Clean.
shoes. You
Yeah.
know, like you said, go in the mirror. Practice new hairdos. Cut your hair, your own hair. Something. There's always something to do in this life.
Yeah. But it's always like I said, just stay encouraged, keep on with the positive energy. Like, cause that's what I know. It's just life's about negative and positive energy. The more positive energy you can produce, the more positive things will attract to you in your life. The more you stay negative. You ever been mad and you're like, just sucks. And you got this irritated. No one can tell you anything. You talk to your friend, your partner, your friend, family members, and it doesn't matter what they're saying, even though they're telling you the truth. No matter what they're saying, it doesn't get you out of your funk. You're still mad. You're like, thanks, but I'm still mad about this. It takes for that point for you to say, I don't want to be mad about this anymore. Before the healing starts. Like no matter what anybody else tells you, you can't look for others to help you feel better. Basically, what I'm saying. You gotta always remember that it starts with you first. If you want to be over, because I remember being so mad at everybody. Everybody like, just calm down. I was like, no, I was still mad about it in my head, but it got to the point where I said, you know what? It's been 3 days, and I'm done with this. I don't like waking up negative. I don't like waking up in this kind of a spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be more happy, more positive. And as soon as I thought about that and start reminiscing like happiness, it's all over. You start feeling better. Positive things start happening to you. You kind of get out of your funk. You start doing more positive for yourself, and you start realizing that situation has passed. We all have had negative things happen that maybe affected us at that time, but
And my question is like, is it more harder to be nice than hard? I think it's more proactive and not and better to be nice than mean or mad or always
mhm,
talking shit about people. Like I think by being nice to a person and oh, you look good today.
mhm,
Oh, how's your day going? It's not gonna take more than just criticize him. Oh my God, look at you, this and that. I think it takes more strength and energy talking shit about a person than flattering a person in a
mhm,
good way and respectful way.
mhm. Yeah, but it's easier. Like I said, it seems like being negative is easier. It's easier for you, to judge somebody else
For
as long as
example,
you're
I
not
have a
judging yourself.
question. I have a question for you. You having three kids, they have different personalities. How do you deal with each personality of your kids to give them their
Total, I got
own?
7.
Huh?
I said total. I got 7.
Yeah, but okay, well, each seven.
Hmm.
How do you manage for, because every seven has a different personality. They're not all the same. how do you give themselves their time and bond with each of your kids?
What I do is I treat them like I treat everything else in life. Each individual relationship I have with anybody, whether it's my mom, my dad, my kids, my girl, they're all separate individual relationships. Like even with my kids, I each of them they're their own different. They have their own things I like about them. They're their own things
Yeah.
I don't like about them. So you kind of cater to each one of them specifically instead of trying to treat them all the same. Because they're not the same, and sometimes you'd be just crediting one by treating them all the same, or you punishing them all when they're all not into it. It's kind of like, you can't, I try not to let that one get them all in trouble. I'm trying to kind of keep them individually, or even on positive things. Like I know one might like sports and the other one doesn't like sports at all. So I might take this one to the sports event. I'll take to the shopping or something like that, because that's what they like to do. And I'll take that, kind of cater to whatever their things is. That's kind of how I do it. Like each individual to me in life, each individual relationship, and they be like, why you took him there and you didn't take me? And I was like, I know you don't like that, so I didn't take you, but I took you, to where you like, what I'm saying. I try to make sure that you stay your individual self. You don't have to be like your older brother or your younger
Yeah,
brother.
and that's a good thing because you don't
Stay your
have to
individual self.
pressure your kids to be like you or like the other siblings. They have to have their own personality and their own persona. Because when you pressure somebody to follow the footsteps from others, you take in their own uniqueness, out of them because you're so much trying to input them to be like others that's how they start feeling confused about themselves.
Hmm. Yeah. Then they start feeling like they're in competition. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no competition in life except for, with yourself. I don't want them to feel like, oh, you gotta be like you should. I don't really show favoritism because I do it to the point where I'm not showing favoritism. Everybody kind of got their own rule. Everybody knows all the rules. You know what I'm saying? The rules are for everybody. But like in terms of like how I handle it, I might handle it differently with one or the other. I got a disabled kid, but I'm not gonna get mad at him for being loud or what I'm saying, doing something that maybe a normal one did. Plus he's younger, so it's like I wouldn't expect him to understand what I'm telling them as opposed to like my 12-year-old or my 10-year-old. So you make sure that part might be a little change, but other than that, you kind of keep it fair. Uh,
Yeah, me having a daughter and everything, from her 1 years old until she was 12, her personality been changing. It's not even the same. They start changing even every step of the way. They start liking different things, different colors. So you're learning with them as much as they're growing. You're learning with them all the likes, all
mm-hmm,
they want to explore this. Oh,
mm-hmm,
take me here, take me there. I want to do this. I want to. Then you're like, wait a minute, how did all this change out of nowhere? you know, my daughter started liking pink to purple to now her favorite color is black.
right.
And I was like, not a couple months ago, her favorite color was baby blue.
Right.
It surprised you every time. That's why it's good to communicate with them because they change their likes, their wants, you know, their feelings. So yeah, you have to communicate with
I
your
do.
kids.
I do try to push. I will say that I'm like the Disney dad, but still super strict at the same time. Where I want you to have fun and enjoy life, but I just also need you to learn these lessons in life too that can help prevent you from making mistakes. Later on down the line. So it's like we have fun, but there's just certain things I'm strict on. Where it's like I want you guys to understand this is not me being mean. This is something that's going to help you in the long run. I wish I had someone tell me this kind of advice when I
Mhm.
was younger, growing up. Um, and they understand it. Like they get in trouble, I'll sit down after whatever it is, they get a whooping or grounded or whatnot. I'll go back and talk to them and make sure they understood why they're in
Yeah.
trouble. And as long as you keep that line of communication with them, they understand. And as long as they understand, that's when I don't care anymore. You know why you got in trouble, so we're good.
Well, I would say that I'm not the strict one. I'm strict, but I'm not strict. I'm strict when it needs to be strict, but I'm practically like the cool mom. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Like I'm always, let's do this, let's do that, let's go outdoors, let's have fun, let's be, like playing around,
Hmm.
hitting herself with the pillow and like that type of mom. But I'm
Hmm.
also know that when she's doing wrong or she's not doing what she needs to, I don't even have to put my hands on her. You know how some people spank them or everything. I know that I'm such a have control of my daughter because of the fact that I don't have to go to the extreme to educate my daughter.
Hmm.
You know, she knows by the type of tone when it changes that she knows that she didn't do something wrong, and she knows that she needs to change that. And the way I do to discipline my daughter, it's take her favorite things.
Yeah.
You know, instead of, you know, how some people like will put them in the corner and stuff like that. No, what I do is I take her favorite thing, and trust
That
me.
was a lot more nowadays than it did back in it. We didn't have very many things growing up. I tell these kids all day, we didn't have no PS5 or we didn't. I didn't have no cell phone, no PS5, no big flat screen TV. I didn't have
I had
Facebook,
my first cell phone
Twitter.
when I was like 15, 16.
So it's easier for us now as parents to take those things without having to go to like whooping and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Just take it. But okay, I know my kids. You take away their little game system and they're mad. You know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
irritated about it. And like you can get
Hmm.
things out of them. From doing little things like that. But at the same time, even if you are disciplining your kids, whatever form you think is the right way, just make sure that you're also talking to them afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's more about that talk after is where they kind of grow more from, because it's like they know that you're only doing this to make them better as opposed to you just being some dick. You know what I'm saying? Just being rude to them and being evil to them because you're just an evil person. It's a lot better for them to understand. They won't hold so much of it, tight to their vest. They'll realize that, they do need to be better and they need to do better things, so they don't have to get their stuff taken away or get that ass with.
Exactly. It's about spreading good energy, you know, and the way you are, that projects in your kids. How you treat them or however they feel at home, that's how they act out there in school or in the out there with the society, you know. If you're an aggressive parent, that's how your kids are gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
So
Facts.
everything comes from home.
Yeah. you know, and you need both. You need that good parent, you need that discipline there. If you're the only parent, you kind of like gotta be both. You gotta be that good parent too. You can't just be all disciplined all the time. And you can't be all best friend all the time too. Because my dad told me, I'm your dad, not your friend. You ain't gotta like me, but you gotta love me. Like
Like
so.
not too much love. Don't
Mm-hmm.
give too much love.
Yeah. Like they say, like never overdo anything. Never assess anything in life. There's so much of everything in life. There shouldn't be one thing that you over excess. Be
Exactly.
obsessive over, because there's a lot of different things to love and like. That's why he made so many different things and
That's
people.
what I'm saying. That's when there's a line between being a parent and being friends to your kids.
Mhm.
Where do you think that's when you can separate from being a parent and being their friends?
Like you want to have that friend type relationship with them. I think where they can tell you anything. Where you guys are open with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But you gotta watch out, because sometimes they'll start taking advantage of that too. They're little kids. They're smarter than you think. They'll take advantage of you. They know that you're not gonna be come down on them hard. They know that
Hmm.
you can get away with this, and the only thing you're gonna tell them to do is go to their room, or what I'm saying, like get out of my face, or what I'm saying, like where you're not gonna be really strict on them. They have to know that there's consequences for negative things that are very bad. What I'm saying, like there's different levels of punishment. What did you do? Did you say a cuss word, or did you steal something, or what I'm saying, each thing have its own consequence, and they just know that they can't do any of it really. That's where you could be rewarding, I guess. You have been good, so I'm going to take you here. I haven't had to say too much to you, so I'm buying you this or doing this for you, whatever. But at the end of the day, you gotta let them know that they need to be a good person, just you know, without any rewards as well. You can't reward them
Hmm.
every time they're good or they're listening to you, because that's
Do
just
you believe on spoiling your kids, or do you believe like that's making them not appreciate things or working for the things that they need to? Huh?
I believe in balance with that. Because
Okay.
like, of course, I try to give my kids everything. I grew up poor in the ghetto. What I'm saying, like in the hood. So it's like I didn't get have very many things. My mom did the best for me. My mom and parents did the best when they could give me whatever they needed to give me. But I didn't have everything. I had friends that had nicer clothes, or went to every field trip. I couldn't go on all field trips and stuff like that because we just didn't have the money. So of course now as a parent, you want them to go everywhere. You want them to do everything. You kind of spoil them, as much as you can, but at the same time, you gotta do it to the point where they don't take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be spoiling them and then say that you take them to the store or to the bounce house, and then like now they want you to spend money on food, and then they want to spend money on video games and everything like that. Then if you don't give them, what they want, then they start pouting and crying. It's like you're
I
here
don't know
right.
if it happens to you when you go to the store and you can tell the kids that are really spoiled because you will see them at the store. They're over there crying and whining because they want certain things, and then be making a scene in the store, like throwing themselves on the floor,
Oh no,
screaming. And that's so embarrassing. I'm sorry.
embarrassing to me. Now you mess with my self being. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna embarrass me in front of her. That you can't let things like that. Like I'm not down with letting them get loud
Or
with them.
crying for no reason. Oh
Yeah,
no, you know what my mom would tell me every time like I would do something like that? She like, you wanna cry? I'm
I
gonna give
give
you
you something
something
to
to
cry.
cry. And
Yeah,
she would like, I'll give you something to cry if you wanna cry.
we couldn't
That
even
that would
think
be my
about.
mom.
That's the
Shit.
difference between kids today compared to our parents. Like we couldn't ever act up in the store or something like that. If I even tried to act up, my mom hit me. She'll slap the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that anymore. Whatever it was, she goes, "You're not going to embarrass me in front of the store because that's part of showing, giving them discipline. It's kind of like when you have pets. Everybody's like, "Oh, I'm scared of pit bulls. I don't want a pit bull. I love pit bulls. I got two of them right now, and if you have
I
a
love
pit bull,
pit bulls. I'm not gonna lie. I love pit bulls, but I heard pit bulls turn to their like their owners.
no, that's
That's
all
why
how you
I
raise
stick it
them.
up to a husky because huskies are more like grandmama or grandmothers dogs. And I have a husky, a full Siberian husky albino with baby
Mm.
blue eyes. That's
I,
my baby right there.
I got two pit bulls. I've had like the most I've ever had on my property at one time was like 11 pit bulls. Man, they don't turn on you. They were good around my kids. It all matters how you raise. Some people raise pit bulls to be
Maybe
mean.
because if you raise them aggressive, that you be
Yeah,
beating them up, they're gonna turn on you, right?
yeah, exactly. It's like those guys are usually making them aggressive, always, getting it hyped up. Like it makes it's a psychological thing with the pit bull where it doesn't feel the trust with you. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter what they do, dogs are just like like say dogs are man and best friend. They're always trying to be nice, helpful, whatever they can do. It doesn't matter what breed you are. Now, even the truth to that is like smaller dogs will bite you before a bigger dog will bite you. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Hmm.
you feel like they're more threatened by you because they're so small. A bigger
Yeah.
dogs, if you give it the love like anything else, like you gotta treat people think I'm crazy. My dog eats better than most people. You know what I'm saying? Like they eat steak, freaking, the rib. They eat whatever we eat. Whatever we're eating, they're eating too. With their dog food. So it's like
Oh no.
you treating them good. My dogs are extensions of my kids. So basically, I can say instead of seven, I have nine kids. Because my dogs, I love them that much. Like, if someone were to do something to my dog, I probably, you know, show very strong signs of aggression towards the person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be cool. It'd be like if you like hurt my kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you say you hit my kid when they were at school and you're an adult or something like that. Now, if you go hit my dog, I'm going to treat it the same way, because they can't be pets anymore. Like everybody else, dogs are pets, but my dogs are my extended family, and if you treat them like that, they're the most loyal things ever. Like, you can I can discipline my dog, or I don't even have to discipline them no more. I just tell them what to do and they go do it. Go lay down. They go lay down. Get up. They can be chasing something. Stop. They stop. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something you train at
So
a
it's
young
how you train them.
yeah, at a young age. You gotta train them while they're young, and then when they grow up and they do get that extra strength. Like one time I had my dog, and it like bit on my arm like this, and it was like looking at me in the eyes, and I'm like, okay, what are you gonna do? I'm looking at like, what are you gonna do? And then he starts like putting pressure on my arm. If they want to, they can snap your arm. Like especially pit bulls, their jaw muscles, they can snap your arm easily. And I'm just standing there looking at him, and he's looking. He's starting to put more and more pressure. And the more pressure he put on, I started giving him more serious look back to him. And as I started giving him a serious look, he starts letting him go because it knows. You know what I'm saying? It knows what they're playful. They might nip at you or whatever, but it knows that you're its master. You feed them and you don't play that. You know what I'm saying? Like I let them know at an early age that you're not gonna be biting nobody. I had a lot of young kids around them, so you kind of like, if they start snipping at the little kids, you pop them, boom, nope, not happening. So they know, that that's a negative and a no. And then like nowadays, man, I have my babies laying on them. It don't matter. Like they just sit there, my baby to be pulling his ear or poking it in the eye, and it won't do anything aggressive because it already knows that that's family. And,
So going back to the depression situation,
mhm.
when you were in that situation that you feel depressed or that, how do you came out of that?
Well, now it's a lot different from before. Like I remember there's points where I used to trip out. I used to call my mom and like, hey, I'm going through it. Talk to my mom about it. She was really big support when I was younger. Um, Now that I'm older, it just depends how deep it is. I'll do things like go to the gym. I like taking everything out at the gym. If I can go to the gym and like work out hard, like the more aggressive I am in there, that's where I take my aggression out. Is the weights. You know what I'm saying? Hit the weights as hard as I can or whatnot. Go on walks. I like to go on walks and just take self reflection. When you're out in nature and it's peaceful, it's easier to just be calmer and think about what's going on, and it gives me a chance to really look at it from both sides, not just my side. Because sometimes it gets, you live like one sided, where it's like your side on thing that matters, and you gotta really gotta flip the other side around and see why you're getting this, you're in this situation in the first place. So, I noticed long walks really help me out, listening positive music, like or just staying calm and you know hanging out at the house. You know what I'm saying? Just do something to block your mind, take away your.
Did you ever felt like hurting yourself when you were in that dark place,
I
or
never
it
thought
never crossed your mind?
I love myself too much to ever think about hurting myself. You know what I used to do? If you feel like you want to hurt yourself or you want to punch something, because my friends growing up, they used to punch holes in walls. They'd be like, "Bam!" I'm like, what's wrong with you? Now your hands messed up for like 2, 3 weeks. Like, why'd you just do that? And it's just because they let it build up. I tried something new. I'll hit the bed. So I go in the bed and I hit the bed as hard as you can, because you can beat a bed, hit it as hard as you can. It's not gonna hurt you. So I'm still letting out the anger by hitting the bed, but it's not gonna hurt you. So I just find ways they're not gonna hurt myself to deal with those situations. Because like you said, this is one ride, man. People act like oh, even if you want to be religious, that's a whole other topic. But no matter what happens after this, you're still here, and if you take that away, you're gone. It's a wrap. You're going into the unknown. So I appreciate even being here. People die every day from nothing. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you're still alive is a gift. And you need to take advantage of that gift. You need to appreciate that gift. You know, I used to think of like making a shirt that showed like a picture of whatever your God is, and then like it'll say, "I woke you up this morning," and on the back of the shirt they'll say, "Did my part." Because reality is, after He wakes you up, you wake up that day. The rest is up to you. You can't be always looking for some higher power to control your life and your day. You gotta control yourself. You gotta be in control of your own life. And as long as He wakes me up every day, I feel like I got it from here. What I'm saying? Thank you.
So
You
what
know.
do you recommend people is to get closer to God or to the religious
No,
religion?
no, because it's not really a religion thing. I just feel like I feel like it's just a become more self motivated. Have higher self esteem about yourself. Do things that promote better self esteem for yourself. Because when you get to that point, like it breaks it down. There's so many messed up things going on in the world. That you can really get into a little bit of everything, and it can affect your life if you let it. You know, but if you break it, be more simple. Be more self motivated. Like don't let certain things get to you. You know, it gets a lot easier for you to just deal with things. Like I always say like this: there's no bad decisions, they're just your decisions. So like if you made a decision, that can have a negative outcome, you knew about that before you made the decision. So once you did whatever your decision is, even if something good comes from it, that's good. If something bad comes from it, that's it is what it is, because you already knew that bad thing could have happened before you did it. So after you made that decision, like what I say, it's not really a bad decision, it was your decision. So you can't make the decision, be happy in the moment, and then when your outcome comes, then you be mad. It's like you already made the decision. Once you made the decision, you gotta move on, you know? A lot of people, it's hard for people to do that. It took me a while to get used to doing it, but that's how I live my life now. It's like there's no right or wrong. It's just my life, and it's just you live it to the best of your abilities. No one's perfect. You're gonna make mistakes, but don't let those mistakes dwell and make you go into depression and trying to figure, like make you do harmful things to yourself. Over drink. Be athletic. Try to be healthy as possible. And my goal is to live as long as possible. So I try not.
So what you recommend on the people that feel like like leaning into a bottle when it comes to this, to depressions or the problems? What do you feel and you think that people want to just lean into that, or drugs? What do you would like will be your like recommend to them, or what would you be your opinion about it?
My opinion about it really is there's no right or wrong way to deal with it. You just gotta find it. Whatever it is that you need to find to help you get to that situation, because like no one can I never could put myself in someone else's situation. Like I know people, like my best friend died, and his mom was like took it so hard, because he was the oldest, and he was kinda like the man of the house. And she took it
Mhm.
hard where she started like neglecting her other kids a little bit. And it was just
Mhm.
like, everybody's like, hey, you got other kids you gotta take care of, but it's like no one can really tell that person how to grieve or how to how far they can go basically with their grieving process when it's something dramatic. So I always just try to stay on the light of just being on giving positive encouraging words and try to be around positive people. The more positive people you can add to your life, the easier life can be, basically. Because they're going to be people that have your back, real friends have your back, and they don't bring any more negativity, especially when you're down. They're not going to be kicking you. They're going to be there for you.
How do
And
you know if your friends are real friends, true friends, or good friends to you?
well, I always learned that you have friends, you have acquaintances. You know, acquaintances is like, hey, let's go have a drink to the bar or something like that. Let's go out, and they only want to do things that are like beneficial for both. When you're having hard times, you try to hit them up, and it's like, oh, I'm busy or what. Those are your acquaintances, and there's nothing wrong with acquaintances. You just gotta understand that most people only have a good handful of really good friends. Like
You know what they say, that you know your friends in a bed hospital or in jail, who are your true friends, the
yeah,
ones that are really gonna be there for you when you most need it.
yeah, the people that when you're in your lowest point, you can call for that help and that support and be there. And when the time comes, which ones you can. That you probably have like 20 other freaking people that people thought were your friends that you can't even call right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't even pick up the phone and call because they're not going to come be there for you. But you do
Mm-hmm.
have that good 3 to 5 people, that's been there since day one, whether they're friends or family, that you can call and they'll help you out in a situation. And those are the people you want to stay around the most. It's always good to stay around family. Family is really
Positivity.
good. Have positive activities with uh,
Mm-hmm.
people that are doing things in life. Like I say, you are your environment. So if you're hanging around with people that are like negative people all the time, that no matter what they can never be happy, and you're sitting there, you're just trying to make them happy, or vice versa. Like you gotta get yourself out of that toxic situation and get around people that are more happy, even if it means going out and finding new people in your life. Because sometimes that's what you gotta do. You gotta find new people. If the old people don't help you get out of those situations or can't be there for you mentally, can't be there to help boost your life and keep you in a positive light, you gotta get surround yourself with different people. And sometimes that hurts. Sometimes it hurts, but you gotta do it. I remember, like you said, I've been when I was in college, I went to jail, and I was like, man, like I tried to call all my friends, and none of them were down to help me out. Really, what I'm saying, and that's when I knew the difference between, the real ones and the fake ones, because like, the ones that wanted to go party or whatnot, you hit them up, oh,
But like
sorry.
people say, you have to make yourself happy first before you make other people happy. Because if you're not happy, that means that you cannot make nobody happy.
Yeah, that's
Or you're
that's
gonna
the
be
number.
too busy on making other people happy that you're gonna forget your own happiness.
Yeah, and it's just like that's just the truest statement. If you can't make yourself happy, how can you expect someone else to make you happy? That's
Exactly.
that's what's wrong with a lot of people are walking around unhappy in life, you know, and they're waiting for someone else to fill that void, whether it's a religion or a person or They're just waiting for that
Relationship.
relationship, that friendship or whatever to make that void get filled. In reality, is you can't. People can love on you all they want, but at the same
Mhm.
time, if you're not loving on yourself, you're not going to be able to appreciate it to the
And
full.
sometimes they don't even love. They're not in love with you. They just love you. You know what I mean? They love the fact what you show them,
Mm-hmm.
but not the person who you are.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So it's just like I said, it's life gets a lot more easier when you can be happy with yourself. Finding out what all makes you happy as a person, what all you can do to better yourself, to give your self esteem a boost.
Hmm.
Like I said, wake up in the morning. I notice if you wake up and start out early, with exercising, for me it kind of helps me out. If I can get up early enough for one that I woke up to exercise, I made it up, because usually I work in the morning too. So it's like for me to exercise, I gotta wake up a little bit earlier than normal. And if I actually did that, I kind of give myself a pat on the back, like, "Oh, you did that part first, good job." Give yourself little, make little freaking achievements, little things you can do to your life where you can give yourself a pat on the back. But don't look for no one else to give you that pat. I woke up this morning, pat on the back early enough to go work out. Now you go work out. After your workout, hey, great workout, you did it. You know what I'm saying? Like little encouragements to yourself equal a bigger what do you say? It builds up and become like helps you become a more positive person in general. You know,
Hmm.
and it's just like everybody thinks you got to do all this big stuff and like dramatically change. It's just
Extra.
take it step by step. You know what I'm saying? Help yourself with little things. If you learn to reward yourself over the little things, it makes you become more appreciative of life itself.
Yeah, that's so true.
You know.
Really true. And also, you know how people say that I heard, I don't know, but a lot of people talking and saying that in reality, you know how people say when we die, we go to heaven or we go to hell? A lot of people say that actually hell is right here in earth because this is where we go through a lot of pain, a lot of confusion, a lot of, we don't know how to deal with lives most of the time. So a lot of people say that hell is actually here in earth. Do you
Yeah,
believe that?
if you make it. Some people can't live in certain areas. Some people, you know, stay in the same area forever because they're scared to go out there. It can be hell. It can be, hell on earth if that's the way you look at life. Like that's what I'm saying. Like there's so many different type of people. There's so many beliefs out there that if you just simplify and just say, today I'm gonna wake up and try to be the most positive, happiest person I can be, and enjoy to take advantage of everything this day has for me, and just focus on that day, and then the next day you wake up the same way, no matter what happened that day. Say some bad stuff happened, you tried to be good, and something bad happened at the end of the day. Well, you start a new day. That means start over again with the same mindset. I'm gonna go today trying to have the happiest, best day I possibly
Yeah.
can, and be the most positive spirit I can be to myself, for myself. And it's about really programming yourself. Everything's programmed. We're programmed. The school system programs us, the government programs us, and it's up to us to program ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like we can do the same thing. You know, we can wake up every day happy. Some people are like, why you always act like life's a bunch of rainbows? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how joyful I try to be every day. And it's just like it is, because even if bad things happen, it's not the end of the world. I'm alive still. Don't take for granted the things that are happening in your life. That's good. You're alive. Do you have food? I can feed my family. You know what I'm saying? I'm not poor or homeless on the street. There's a lot of bad things
Hmm.
you could
There's
be.
worse.
What
Some
helps
people
that?
complain because, a little headache. Imagine people that are in the street not having a roof,
Yeah.
not
And like
having food in their stomach, figuring
what
out where they're going to sleep the next night, if they're even going to eat, sleep somewhere comfortable, warm, you
Mhm.
know. They don't know all that.
Yeah, like even when you watch those things, I remember watching those little videos, like people in like other countries that they're like happy that they're getting rice, you know what I'm saying, or they're getting something like that. That the beans is the rice, and that's all they eat all the time. You know what I'm saying? They're so grateful for it. You know what I'm saying? It's like we live in America. It's pretty good here, compared to a lot of places.
A lot of opportunities.
It's the best worst place to ever live. You know what I'm saying? Like
Depends
it's
how
bad,
you make it.
it's balanced, and it's up, like I said, it's up to you. And like, I can live anywhere, any state, any town, and I can still be the same person, just because I'll take the good with the goods and the bads with the bads, and then certain things you're not, like the difference from living in town compared to living out in the country. When you're in town, you're right next to everything. You're right there in the fast life. You can go do a lot more things. When you're outside of town in the country, you kind of like it's far to do things. You're more isolated. You're more chilling. And I like both, but I prefer probably that, the country life too, where it's like I can
Yeah, a
go.
lot of people say that the country life is better because you don't have to go through none of this. It's just
Mm-hmm.
you, the forest, the
Mm-hmm.
fresh air, not contaminated air. You just relaxing, living life. Go hunt for your food,
Yeah.
milk the cow and get your milk, fresh
know,
milk.
garden, and those things are gardening, having pests that gives you stuff to do. Like I had goats before, I had chickens. We had to go get chicken, eggs out of the chicken coop every day. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. It's like, the more things you have, the more you have to be responsible for. The more you do, the less time you, like I said, fill up your day with so much, because 24 hours go by fast. Fill up your day the most you can, because the more you fill it up, the less time you have to worry about negative thoughts. That's what I would say. If you're one of the people that sit around thinking negatively all the time about yourself, about other people, about your situation, then include more things into your life. You have less time to do that, and you start realizing that things aren't as bad as you think they are.
Yeah. Like there's some people right here talking about afterlife. They're still talking about, that there's an afterlife out here. And I don't know, because I seen a lot of like, shows about people that die and come back.
Hold on 1 second, or you can talk. I'll be.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about the afterlife right here. So what I'm trying to say is like I've seen a lot of shows out there that a lot of people talk about, that when they die, they don't see nothing because they life. I mean, they die and they come back. But there's some people that talk about that when they died, they see actually like the light, the tunnel, and all this extra stuff. But I think that's a lie. I think if you die, you don't see nothing. I believe that. But um, I have a person that is really close to me that happened to him, and he said that when he died, he saw like a rope, and I believe somebody pulling him from his leg, and then him trying to hold to the rope. He believes that the rope was God trying to pull him up, and the one who was trying to drag him down through his leg was, I guess, the devil. And it was trying to tell him like if he doesn't get himself together, like that they were gonna give him another opportunity. And he decided, like when he came back to life, to change his life. So I don't know if it's true about the afterlife, or that they see the tunnel, that they see God, and I don't know. Who knows when it comes to that?
Yeah, I'm back. Okay, I'll be right there. Yeah, like I said, with the afterlife for me, it's like everybody has the right to
Or
believe
they
whatever.
see that they say that they have the light flashed in front of the eyes. That's
Mm-hmm.
the way they
I've
believe that
almost died
that's.
a couple of times. I don't know if I ever
I
see. I
never
don't know.
died, but
You know, like I get this big old scar. Like when I was little, I had one of my horse swings. The back end of it, the tail was broken, and it came and hit me right in the head, and I was out. I don't even remember what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of all that stuff,
there's a
my
person right here saying it's science. That is what happens when your brain is dying. You see the light. It's not heaven or afterlife. It's your final thoughts. That means
mm-hmm,
what? That your life is exactly your life is going through your eyes. Like you see everything since you were born to your last day, right?
mm-hmm. Well,
Okay.
you definitely see. You start. I think it's more your conscious. Because like
You're conscious.
whenever something dramatic happens to you, it makes you think about what you could have did. Like say you go out and like you're speeding and you get in a car accident. It's like man, like I'm giving up this, and this, and this, and this. So your conscious kind of flash with the good things that you've seen and you freaking could have been doing, and just different parts of your life maybe. I don't know, like all that stuff is way beneath me,
That's
like the
that's
afterlife
some
thing.
creepy shit right there.
Yeah.
Just thinking about that your life is gone.
Mhm.
You can't do nothing about it. You're gone.
Yeah.
See all the good and the bad things you did, the people you leaving behind. Oh my God, that's some creepy shit right there.
Yeah. And for me, I'd rather not. I go. That's one thing that I don't, like I said, if your own religious beliefs, you can have it, and I'm not against it at all. I believe everybody got the right to live the way they want to live. You know what I'm saying? It is your own life, so you can choose to do whatever you want. But when it comes to me and Afterlife, I'd rather focus on what I can do here while I'm here than worry about what goes on after. Because no matter what, no matter if there is a heaven or hell, you go to either one of them.
Do
You're
you
not here.
believe in
You're not here.
carnation?
I think all of it's possible. You know, heavens could be
In
possible.
India, in
Hell could
India,
be
they
possible.
believe that
Different
people reincarnate
possible.
with being a cow.
Yeah,
They
you
even
know.
have so much respect for some cows more than a human.
hmm Yeah. So it's up. It's what you believe in. Life is what you believe in at the end of the day, and
And
what
that's what
you.
I'm saying. That there we go back to the same thing. You gotta live your best life now that you're on Earth, right here, because
hmm
who knows what's waiting for you in the other one.
Exactly, and
You might
that's more. I want to make myself known. This being this version of me known. You know what I'm saying? As healthy as can, live as long as possible while I'm still here. Like
proactive.
you start getting older, and it's like people you do one or two things. You start decreasing when you get older, or you keep trying to look good and try to be more positive, keep yourself healthy. Like for me, I got young babies, so it's like I don't want to be that old grandpa by the time they're 21, graduating college or whatnot, coming down with my cane. Like, hey, that's my baby. um, I want to be active, up, going. Still vibrant, still looking young, still doing my thing.
And that's
And
the only way you can do that, just living healthy.
hmm it's all about how much stress can you eliminate from your life.
Because eventually life will catch
hmm
up with you.
And as long as you're eliminating stress, you're eating right, you're exercising. Usually that can lead to a pretty healthy life there if you do those few things.
Exactly.
And I promote that as much as possible. If you feel like you're stressed out every day, go to the gym, go for a walk, go for a run. Do something athletic to
Have
really
sex.
tire yourself out. Because that usually help release some of those tensions and things going on that you go through. Yeah, exactly. Enjoy the time we have now. It's just all fairy tale to give us answers to the don't know. Do good here and enjoy life. Yeah, and like I said, like you feel certain things. Like he gave us abilities. Like we know when we're doing something bad. We feel. We have energy. We feel it. If you're doing something positive, you're doing
And
something.
everybody has a gift.
hmm You
So
you can
take
feel
it
it.
out, explore it, floss it. Everybody, each person has one gift. No matter if it's drawing, no matter anything, everybody has one. You just have to explore yourself to find that.
Yeah, some people, yeah, it's just they don't try. They haven't never tried. They never was taught to. They never thought about doing it. They're just like they just live life and they're just going with the flow. And you got to step out of that shell sometime and do something new. Be more spontaneous. Try something different just to do it. You know, that's why I really love
Exactly.
traveling and moving around, meeting different people. When I was young, I could have stayed at home. Had my job and went to college and had more money. And what I chose to go be on my own at a faraway college so I can meet new people and see new things and try new things, be more adventurous with life, and I think, we're not here to stay in one place. That's why I've never really been big on careers or, buying a house and whatnot like that because it's like, I don't want to be stuck at one place that I have to pay for like 35 years, and I have to stay living at one place where I strap me down, where I have to go work hard to keep this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather be free where I can move around and do whatever I want. Being professionals, where you focus on working for yourself first, and while you're focused on that, you pick up trades and jobs that are easy to, move around with and get around in different places. Like I work in restaurants. I know there's a restaurant. Everybody got to eat. So no matter where I go, I know there's going to be a restaurant there where it's like, that can get me started until I get, my feet settled and, I can start building on what I want to build on. So, you know,
Exactly. Okay. Well, this was a good topic and it was a good conversation with whoever wanted to tune in and comment. So, like I said, we're here for you guys. If you guys feel lonely, hit us up, comment. We're here for you guys.
yeah,
We
definitely leave in the comments like what topics you like. We're gonna try to talk about everything. This is a new show. We're really trying to be open and transparent. We're really informative on a lot of different topics. We want to hit all of them. So make sure you guys are hitting that like, subscribing to all of our channels, BGN Sports, Sports Media, BGN Entertainment, Miss Mary Cruz and BIRDGANG 31 channel. Follow us on all our platforms. We talk back to you. If you leave us questions and ask us questions, we'll answer you back. We're not those type of people. We want to be engaged with you guys. We want you guys to help control the flow of
Have you
this
guys
show.
involved with us?
Yeah, we want you guys. We want to create more shows where we can be involved with you guys. You guys can be more involved with us, and we can have a good time while we're doing it. So, we're gonna
Yes,
hit
sir.
good things. We're gonna hit sports. We're gonna hit a little bit of everything.
Hmm.
Be on the lookout tomorrow. We got a great show with an up and coming comedian. Benny Mac. He's really big in the South. He does a lot of comedy. He's gonna be on there. Have a good time there too. So we're gonna bring you up a lot of different things in the show. So stay tuned. Hit that notification bell, and have yourself a great day.
We
Any
out.
last word for you? That was it.
Nothing. Just think positive, live life, live your best life because this is life. You only have one.
Mm-hmm.
So live it up, fuck it up.
Right.
That's all I gotta say.
Enjoy it, but be respectful to other people.
And follow us, comment, and always tune with us every time we have a show. We want to be part. We want to grow up this family with us, and we want to see you guys here.
Yep. So have a good day. Um, like they say, carpe diem, seize the day, and we out. Peace.
Bye.